Welcome to lesson number 30. Here again, I want to talk about not a specific tune or tuning or playing technique. I want to talk to you about this. This is a capo. Now, this is a very handy tool because we can play the same patterns we do, same chords, and can play in different keys. So what we do is we just put the capo on the banjo. Let's say I'm going from G, I go to the second fret, put the capo on. Now everything I play will be A, but the fifth string is a problem because we haven't done anything to the fifth string yet. So there's different ways, of how people, capo the fifth string. I have little, I think there's some railroad spikes. I think H0 or something. I don't know, something like. Yeah, H0. That's what it is. H0 railroad spikes, little ones. Very very small, and then little hole drill. You put them in, and then you can sort of flip the string underneath it. This is the bigger version of it. Don't put that in your banjo. Anyway, so you can put the string underneath it, and then you have to usually retune a little bit. It's usually a little bit sharp because it pushes it down so much. And then with the capo, if you put the capo on, sometimes it's just good to sort of get, and don't put the capo on too tight because you pull the banjo out of tune that way. But it needs to be tight enough that the strings don't buzz. So also when you look at where I got the capo, I put it right behind the fret, not here, because then I would still buzz, or I would have to really turn it out in the middle. That's not really a good place. I mean, not on the fret, but just sort of like here, right here. Now I can play. I can play everything we learned on the second fret, and it's automatically now an A. And then, of course, the third fret is B flat. But the problem here again, for banjos with spikes, for instance, I only have two spikes. I have one on the 7th fret and one on the 9th fret. And then I can just, there's people who have spikes, all the way up, they have, and, but I don't, I just tune it up. I just tune it a half step up. That doesn't hurt the string at all, actually. Actually, a lot of tunes sound really good in the key of B. Key of B flat or B, that's awesome. So I can go back and have my spike here and continue that. It's really a bluegrass world up there. Bill Monroe recorded lots of tunes and sang lots of tunes in the key of B and B flat because it was good for his voice. And that's the thing. The key of which a song is played in is always decided by the singer, because he cannot put a capo on, and he needs to be comfortable where he's singing it. So, but singers usually are also, thoughtful about where they put the music. Like, for instance, in bluegrass, you hardly ever have a tune played, in A flat, G sharp. It's really uncommon. So, or also, D flat would be a very uncommon key. All the other keys, are pretty much used, but hardly ever A flat or D flat. So I think that capos are a great invention, even though in our program I don't use one right now. Sometimes there was a tune where I really needed a capo because I was playing in a bluegrass style, and you need these licks and you need that sound in B flat, and then it's difficult to play in B flat, really these slides and these hammer-ons, and just make it sound like bluegrass in a sense. But for my own music, I just play open because I can find other voicings and other things that even make it a little more interesting compared to the other tune. Otherwise, there's a tendency that everything starts sounding the same, and using the same things. But with a capo, now this capo is not really ideal. And I was just looking around if I had another one here, but there's a capo. The guitar capo. If you take a guitar capo, you can put it on the 5th fret. I can't put it because my 5th string peg is here, but you can put a capo on the 5th fret and then play it in the key of C. It's great. It works really, really well. And even Doc Dillard, from the Dillards, phenomenal banjo player, and he played a lot, putting the capo right over the 7th fret. And in that case, he wouldn't even fret. He wouldn't even fret the 5th string. Oh, here's one. That's what I was looking for. Here's a guitar capo. Let's say I put the capo on the 7th fret. And now the 1st string and the 5th string are the same. And I could have I can, if I had a spike, I just put my little finger here. But even if I don't have a spike, I just put the capo on and have these strings the same. It actually sounds pretty good. I think it sounds good. Yeah. Anyway, you can also go up to E. Anywhere really. For a traditional bluegrass sound where you have to drive the band, the higher you go up with the capo, the less it really drives, in a sense, because you like that low, that growl of the banjo, like a train, really. See, again, I have to retune. And that can really drive a band, but when it's up here, not so much. But for a sound and a texture, don't be afraid of using a capo way up on the banjo neck. That's all good. Now there's different manufacturers of capos. This is what is it? It's a 7th. I don't know. It's a great company. I should know it actually. It was given to me by a friend at NAMM show, and it's actually an expensive capo. But there's, like I used Page capos forever, just regular, Page. They're quite inexpensive. They're like $15 or something, and or even little rubber bands. And you see, this is a Page capo here. It's a Page. They all pretty much do the same. And now, of course, this is a guitar capo again. This is a Shub, and this is a great capo. And sometimes when I record, I don't even have a banjo capo handy, and just Uwe hands me a capo for guitar, and I just put it on the banjo. So don't worry too much. Just it's just something. You could also take a pencil and a rubber band and put a pencil. That's what we used to do when we were kids. Anyway, I hope this helps. Get a capo, and you can see if you play C chord, and then you put it on the 2nd fret. Well, it's just C one note higher, so it's D. And then you just know, just go up. So when you have G is open, 2nd fret is A, B flat, and then is B, and it comes C, C sharp, D, C sharp. Like I said, hardly ever used, but D. Anyway, that was a little excursion on capos. Hope you like that. You take care. I try to post about 10 of these snippets a week, and then we go from there. Well, you take care. Bye-bye.